Kishane, Thompson, Shericka Jackson, Tia Clayton, Tina Clayton, Briana Williams, and more Jamaicans impress at the Miramar Invitational 2025. Some ask, however, is Shericka Jackson a wash, meaning she done? And Briana Williams seems to be getting back into form. Check out our Miramar Invitational Roundup. Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for making it Peter Lloyd World. Go ahead, please hit the subscribe button so we continue to grow. When you did, hit the notification bell so you know the next video drops. We drop a video at least once a day here in Peter Lloyd World. Also, enjoy the content. Please hit that like button and finally leave your thoughts. So, ready? Yep. Good to go. Well, good news, people. The bleachers will be free today. Day 2 of Grand Slam track. If you get there before 5:30 p.m., I guess this is their way of trying to fill the stands. Yesterday I thought was a howling success with the exception of the people being there, but beyond that I thought it was a great meet. I think this is one that this is going to be here to stay. However, we are about to give you our roundup of today's Miramar Invitational 2025, and many Jamaicans sparkled. There were many Jamaican superstars there in general. Kishane Thompson was there, Tia Clayton was there, Tina Clayton was there, Shericka Jackson was there, Natasha MORRISON. Briana Williams looks really good in my eyes. Rohan Watson, as I have stated, is going to be a factor this year. He's coming back into form. It was a good look for Jamaica. So let's start with the finals of the women's 100 meters. Final A of the women's 100 meters features Jamaica's Briana Williams, who is looking really good in my eyes. Natasha MORRISON also looking good, as well as Serena Cole. The event was won, however, by the American Kayla White. Kayla White won this one with a time of 10.99 with a plus 3.3 meters per second wind blowing behind her. Briana Williams ran 11.07 to take second with the same wind factor. Natasha MORRISON took third in 11.08. Serena Cole took fifth in 11.25 seconds. Like I said, there was a howling wind pushing these young ladies. So people, based on what I just saw there, Briana Williams looks to be back. She's getting back into form. It's very early season. I thought everybody there did very well. Kayla White, of course, won this one. Massive plus 3.3 meters per second wind behind them. For those who don't know, when the wind is plus, it means the wind is behind the athlete, pushing them towards the finishing line. If it's minus, it means the athletes are running into a wind, which slows them down. Plus helps, minus slows you down. But we'll talk about Briana Williams in a little.
Introducing Peter Lloyd World merchandise, where style meets comfort. From trendy tees to cozy hoodies, we've got something for everyone. Elevate your wardrobe with our high-quality, fashionable designs that make a statement. Whether you're hitting the streets or chilling at home, Peter Lloyd World has you covered. Shop now and upgrade your look with Peter Lloyd World merchandise. Available exclusively at Peter Lloyd World. Link in description below.
In the men's 100 meters final B, it was Brian Lavelle who impressed with a run and win of 10.16. Kishane Ebanks took third in this one, running 10.28. The win was plus 4.0 people. That's a hurricane, pushing the athletes towards the finishing line. And Michael Campbell came sixth, running 10.45 seconds. Lavelle looking good there this early in the season. It's very early, people. Now in Heat A, the final A8 was Rohan Watson and Jamaica's Johan Blake, who took the 1-2, giving us our first quinella of the day. Watson ran 9.99 with that plus 2.7 meters per second wind behind him. Johan Blake took second in 10.06. Sandre Davidson unfortunately seemed to pull up 30 meters into the race. So Jamaica's first quinella, this of course in final A of the men's 100 meters. Watson looked to be rounding into form. Now, in the women's 200 meters, it was Janelle Smith who took first, and Crystal Slowly, of course, who took second. Another Quinella. This was in final A of the women's 200 meters. Janelle Smith won this one in a time of 23.18 with a plus 2.9 meters per second win behind her, with Crystal Slowly taking second in 23.35 with that same plus 2.9 meters per second win behind her. Really good look by Smith there, who seems to be sort of finding back her form from about 5 years ago. Now, in the A final of the women's 200 meters, which featured Jamaica's Tia CLAYTON. I know many of you are excited to hear that a remarkable name. It was Tamara Davis of the United States who won this one, in fact, quite easily, to be frank. Davis led from start to finish, running 22.42 with a plus 4.1 meters per second win behind her, with Tia CLAYTON taking second in a time of 23.05 with that plus 4.1 meters per second win. Natasha Morrison scratch, Unique Daly scratch, and Altinique Strong of Bahamas scratch from this final 200 meters final A. For clarity, when I say scratch, it means they did not run. They didn't turn up on track. Roisin McDonald walked away with the overall win in the men's 300 meter dash, running 32.39 to take the win. This was in final A of the men's 300 meters. As I said, McDonald won in 32.39 seconds. Solid early season run there by Roisin McDonald. Now, the big one on the course was the clash between these two queens, Julian Alfred of St. Lucia and Jamaica's Shericka Jackson. I had asked the question if you thought she was ready, and I think this was a good run for Shericka Jackson. Having come off of almost an entire year of injury in 2024, I was really looking forward to see how she did in this one. Julian Alfred walked away with the win ultimately, but I thought Jackson gave a good showing of herself. Take a look. Julian Alfred won this in 36.05, with Shericka Jackson taking second in 36.13. Sada Williams of Barbados, who's pretty much Jamaican, ran 36.49 to take fourth, and in the sixth position, Tina CLAYTON of Jamaica, of the famous CLAYTON twins, ran 39.61 to take sixth. I'll tell you how I felt about this one in a few. Now, in the men's 4x100 meters relay, Jamaica disappointingly came second. We ran 39.11 to take second behind the Dominican Republic. There were only two teams contesting. Not even the presence of the remarkable Kishane Thompson on the anchor leg was able to save us. The baton changes were just not as crisp as those of the Dominican Republic. Kudos and congrats to the Dominican Republic. They won in a time of 38.95. We took second in 39.11 seconds. The final event, of course, was the women's 4x100 meters relay, which was an exhibition run. Only Jamaica turned up. We ran in 43.80 to easily take the win because there was no one else there. Now, this, of course, is my 2 cents. As I said, this is really a recap of Miramar Invitational that took place earlier today. And Jamaicans were just absolutely dominant throughout. There were other runs in the 200 meters men. We saw Rashid Broadbell, the bronze medalist from the Paris Olympic Games in the men's 110 meters hurdles, run fourth in the men's 200 meters. People couldn't cover all of them because there were some Amoy Brown. There were so many other stuff, but I just decided to focus on these. I thought we did well. We had several quinellas, several wins, of course, and I saw some good things. Now, first, let's go through them one by one. Briana Williams. This was a good look. This is the best I've seen Briana Williams run in a very long time. She looked relaxed. She looked in command. I didn't see the semifinals, but based on what Atto and Bridget Foster Hilton were saying, she looked very, very good also. Natasha Morrison delivered. Of course, Serena Cole was solid, but I'm talking particularly about Briana Williams. She looked very good. This is the best I've seen her look this early in the season. She seems to be back and focused, and it makes sense because she's nowhere to be found on social media, and I personally think that's a very, very good thing. Curious to see how she unfolds throughout the season. It's very, very early, and there was a massive win behind her, but she looked good in this one. Natasha Morrison also, but like I said, I'm talking about Briana Williams. She seems to be finding back her form. Don't want to say she's back yet, that might be a little too early, but she seems to be finding back her form. Now, I've talked to you about Rowan Watson. I see good things ahead. Someone had said to me that they thought the problem was his start. That may have been the technical issue, but I really think Ron Watson's problem was that Ron Watson just never believed in Ron Watson. Ron Watson didn't believe he belonged where he was. And he's beginning to come back into. You can see the confidence creeping back into him, and I love the technique of what his management is doing, getting him out there and running. He looked good winning this one. Brian Neville, what can I say? Huge fan of this young man. The amazing young athlete. Great run, looked solid, completely in control. I think he's one to watch. I've been saying that about him for several years. He looks really good. He's only getting better, only getting faster. I think he's going to be a factor this year. Good run for him, good win for him. Nishani Banks, he's getting the kinks out. I see a lot of potential there, not quite there yet, but I think our men in terms of the 100 meters looking good. Johan Blake, yeah, look good in this one. Like I said, people, this is very, 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 very early, It cannot get any earlier than it is at this point in time. So, let's see. Now, Janelle Smith, she's had 5 really rough years. She said it in a post-race interview, but this is the best I've seen her. It's very early season. She looks good. Tia Clayton looked good in her 200 meters. She ran in final A. Janelle ran in final B. And of course, Janelle had Crystal Slowly there, who also looked very, very strong. I love this early in the season. The thing I want to point out to all of you is that this is going to be a very, very long track and field season. Very long. So you don't want the athletes peaking too early, and I think what I'm seeing here is really good. Now, I was very encouraged to see us running a 4x1 this early in the season, women and men. Women, it was exhibition basically. The baton passes look solid to me. The men need work, but this is a problem Jamaica has had for quite some time. We just don't do enough 4x1s throughout the season, and then we sort of pack everything in at the very last minute. So I thought this was good, and I was very, very happy to see that. Even the great Kishane Thompson couldn't catch that young man from the dominant. He could not have. Too big a gap, although Kishane did close down on him considerably, but I'm happy just to see Kishane out there and just to see us running 4x1s. Now, for the reason why you probably tuned into the video. Someone posted on a previous video last night that I put out about Shericka Jackson, saying that she's a wash, meaning she washed up, she done. She old and she done, and I am often bewildered. Now, listen, I want people to be able to express themselves freely on this platform, respectfully, of course. However, I often understand that we don't understand all the factors that come together to make a great athlete. Okay, so let's look at it logically. Shericka Jackson had an entire year of horrendous injury. This did not just affect her physiologically, because what I was looking for was what one of our royals called the eye test. She looked good. She looked like Shericka Jackson is getting back into form. But the other thing that injury does to you is that it messes you up psychologically. I mean, really messes you up psychologically. Plus, the way that many track in air quotes fans attacked her because of what happened last year, it must have impacted her, because you don't really see her much on social media anymore either. She's focused in on world championships. Now, the other thing that you have to understand is it's extremely early in the season. It's very early. So you don't want her running, world record wins, and she doesn't need to win every race. Remember in 2021 and 2023, at the beginning of the seasons, running the sixes and a few of these odd races, she wasn't winning. It's when she locked in and really got into the outdoor season, we started to see her dominate. You have to understand that you don't want the athlete does not necessarily need to be winning from the very beginning of the season. It's not important. What is important is getting all the factors together. People, she doesn't look injured to me. Her confidence is slowly coming back. That was a good battle between her and Julian Alfred. And I think she needs this. She needs to be running more races. What I see MVP doing is sheer brilliance. It's very, very smart what they're doing. And I am personally excited about this. She looks good, people. No, she's not washed up. No, she not done. I do not agree with that in any way, shape, and or form. She looks good to me. She looks solid. Kudos to Julian Alfred, a true champion, fighter, great job. But I'm talking about Jamaica's Shericka Jackson. In my humble opinion, Miramar Invitational 2025 was a great look for Jamaica. I'm seeing wonderful things. Briana Williams looks like she's finding back her form. Many of you have given up on her. I will not. I don't give up on athletes very easily. Like I said, the primary problem at this level for most athletes is psychological. It's in their head. It's not physiological. Jackson looks like she's coming back into her form. I mean, some of you calling Jackson old. What are you talking about? It takes a lot to get back from the year she had last year. Happy to see Rohan Watson finding himself, Kishane, THOMPSON, Tia Clayton. I thought this was a great look for Jamaica. To me, Miramar Invitational 2025 was a huge win for Jamaica, and I was impressed. And unequivocally, Shericka Jackson, she's not a wash. She not wash up. She not done. Not even close. I think we're seeing the phoenix rising from the ashes. But this, of course, is my 2 cents. Now, don't forget to support the channel. Check out our merch store at printify.com. I'll leave a link in the description below. If you want to consider, you want to also support the channel, you can join our membership. It would mean a lot to us. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the notification button, and hit the like button. Remember, your royals, kings, and queens. Bless us.